So, hello guys, myself Nishu Verma, and today we learn about the first and very beginning chapter, body fluid, in the discipline of the physiology. So here I start my video. So basically, I divide my video in four parts. This basically is the series of the four parts. So today we're gonna discuss part first. Here the learning outcome will be body composition as percentage of body weight, and the second topic is body water as a percentage of body weight. So let's begin our topic. So here the first learning outcome is the body composition as percentage of body weight. So basically we learn in our elementary school, like in first year and 12th, that the hierarchy of the living organism, that our living body is made up of the small and the elementary particle called atom, and these atoms get together by the various chemical force and chemical interaction, and form the molecule, and these molecule get together, form compound, or we can say cell. And cell is a basic and fundamental unit of our life, and when these cells get accumulated or get interact with each other, they can form tissue. So our body comprises of many type of tissue, we see later. And when these tissue, which is a similar in origin and function, they combine together and form organ, and these organ work as a system, one or more organ. Then this is called as the organ system. When one and more organ system work together, like respiratory and our cardiovascular system work together, then this comprises of organism, or the living ones, we are organism. So we can submit this whole scenario into the three parts, as though we are going to learn about the body composition. So here we can divide this like atom atom or the elementary level, and the molecule or the chemical level. Second will be the molecule and the molecule or the chemical level, and third, we can discuss with like whole, is the histology, or we can say the tissue level. Histology or the tissue level. So we can distribute the body composition in three parts, three level, considered at three level. First is the atomic and elementary level, and second is the molecular or chemical level, and third one is the histological and tissue level. So we know that our body is comprises of the many type of atoms. So here we consider only those which are important for our PG entrance exam. So basically our human body is composed of the basically or the majorly like which type of atom, like oxygen atom and carbon atom, hydrogen atom, and the calcium and other atoms. So here we're going to discuss about what percentage it contribute in the our body weight. So oxygen atom will contribute only 60% of the body weight, and whereas the carbon contribute only 20% in our body weight, and hydrogen is contributing 15% of the body weight, whereas the calcium only 1%. And here one more important point is the calcium is very important for the contraction in our muscles, and other remaining atoms will be the 4% of the total body weight. As we're talking about, the next level is the molecular or the chemical level. So our body is the comprises of the mainly chemical called water. And when we're taking a diet, then diet will have proteins and fat molecule, and also having some minerals in our diet, and or we can say glycogen, which is the energy packet for our body. So here we're going to consider that what percentage of the water contribute in our body weight. So water contribute 60% of the body weight, whereas the protein contribute 18% in our body weight, and the fat contribute 15% in our body weight, and the minerals contribute 6%, and the glycogen drastically and surprisingly glycogen only contribute 1% in our body weight, and it is a basis and the requirement for our body for energy. And when talking about the histology and tissue level, then our body comprise of the various type of the tissue, basically four types of tissue. So here we discuss only few things which is important regarding the NEET PG or our PG entrance exam. So skeletal muscle, when talking about the skeletal muscle skeletal muscle, it contributes 60% of the body weight. And when you talk about the non-skeletal muscle, it contributes 29% of the body weight. And whereas the adipose tissue will store the fatty tissue or the fat inside it. Adipose tissue contribute only 25% of the body weight, whereas the bone surprisingly bone contain only 10% of the total body weight. So here we discuss all the levels, the atomic level and the molecular level and the histological or tissue level. So this the ratio we have to learn for the national PG exam. And here we're going to next we're going to learn the body water as the percentage of body weight. It is a very important topic regarding, because I think many of the questions came from this topic. So this topic is very important to learn. So we begin here with the total body water. So what body comprise of how much water in the body? So we consider total body weight. So total body water, or we can calculate it like the if we know the body weight of the organism, then we also calculate the total body water. It is equal to the 60% of the body weight of the organism, and it composed of the two things. First is the ICF intracellular fluid, and the ECF extracellular fluid. Like this cell having the an anion and cation and the many type of ions inside it, with having the protein molecules. So basically, which is wrapped by the plasma membrane. The inside the this inside compartment is known as the intracellular fluid, whereas the surrounding fluid is known as the extracellular fluid. So we also can find this extracellular fluid. So here we see when you're talking about the intracellular fluid, it will be equal to the 40% of the body weight. 40% of the body weight. If the body weight given the question, so we can find these type of the fluid volume direct, or we can also find this intracellular fluid from the formula, another formula. It is equal to the 2/3 of the total body water. And when dealing with the ECF extracellular fluid, it will be 20% of the body weight. 20% of the body weight, and 1/3 of the total body water. So here we can see 60 40 20. We can say it to 60 40 20 rule. Like total body water is the 60% of the body weight, and whereas the ICF intracellular fluid will be 40% of the body weight, whereas the extracellular fluid is the 20% of the body weight. So we can also understand this extracellular fluid is composed of the two things. It is an interstitial fluid, ISF, and the plasma. So interstitial fluid we can find it from the formula. It is contribute only 50% of the total body weight. If you know the body weight, when then we can find this interstitial fluid. It is 15% of the body weight, and also 3/4 of the ECF. And when you talk about the plasma contribute only 5% of body weight, 5% of the body weight, and 1/4 of the ECF. So here we're taking an example for the as it is came in national PG exam, like the it give in question is given the a man which have a 70 kg weight. So in the question, like how we can find that the man contribute how much water in their body. So so if we found here, if we going to find or calculate for the total body water. So if the weight is the 70 kg, then the total body water will be 60% of the total body weight. 60% of total body weight. So 60 upon 100 into weight of the man. So we can get it contribute 42 liter. 42 liter. So a man which have a 70 kilogram weight, it contribute total 42 liter of the total body water content. And more further, for the quick view, we can for the quick view, the total body weight water is comprised of the 60% of the body weight, and here it composed of the two things, ICF and the ECF. ICF will be the 40% of the body weight, and the ECF will be the 20% of the body weight. And the ECF is contribute two things like interstitial fluid and the plasma, where the interstitial fluid is the 15% of the total body weight, and the plasma is the 5% of the total body weight. So the next thing, like some question is came like total blood volume. So how we can find the total blood volume? So there is a direct formula, or we can say total blood volume is equal to 8% of the body weight. 8% of the body weight. So from where I get this formula? So it formula came from when we saying when we're talking about the blood volume. So blood is consist of the two things, basically plasma. So we can take here a plasma volume and the blood cell volume. When we add these two things, we can get the blood volume. So plasma volume is of 5% of the body weight, whereas the blood volume is 3% of the body weight. So when we add these things, we can get 8% of the body weight. 8% of the body weight. And if in the formula there is a given plasma volume and the hematocrit. And in this question, we question examiner asked for the total same question, total blood volume. So we can use the different formula here. For this given data, we can use like the total blood volume will be equal to the plasma volume divided by 1 minus hematocrit. And this volume of the hematocrit, value of the hematocrit given in the question. So that's for the today. We'll learn these things like body composition as the percentage of body weight, And here the second topic is that body water as the percentage of the body weight. It is a very important question, because when we taking the last series in the previous exam, we see that the measure of the question came from this slide. So so you can revise it for many times for the better understanding in the previous year exam. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys like it.